Oh yeah, there it is.
Hey, it looks like we're live and we have peeps already in there. So my film is not dead coming out of the gate. I mean, they're coming out hot, Jason. Already,
All
film is
right,
not dead. Yeah,
let's
yeah.
do it.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Mac Shoots Film. We have with us Jason from Grainy Days, not the podcast, the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we had
It's
to hash out that beef before the live stream started.
Yeah, I definitely want to explain that to the people because
Mm.
some people have already been talking about it in one of the forums. Like Matt Jones here, he's everyone's favorite Kiwi. He shoots that slow low ISO. Uh,
Mm.
well, cool man. Thanks so much for joining the live stream.
Of
So
course,
this is
thanks for having me.
yeah. So this is your first one.
First live stream. Yeah,
Maybe your last. Hopefully not.
yeah, maybe my last.
We don't we
We'll see
don't
how
want
it
to run
goes.
you up. So, uh, obviously, your YouTube channel is about film. Like, how did you even get into film? Like, how did all that crazy stuff start?
So I was never really into photography. I used to make short films back in like high school and college, and after a while, I kind of realized like my favorite part of making short films or anything really was being the camera guy. You know, being the one to like frame up the shots and stuff like that.
Right.
But really, where it kind of got jump started was about 4 or 5 years ago. I started a new job, and I sat next to this guy named Caleb, and he and another coworker of mine were just shooting film constantly. And you know, I kind of rolled my eyes at the idea at first, like, oh, okay, this is like the, you know, how like vinyl's coming back and stuff like that. It's just like
No.
one of those things.
So Caleb,
So
is this the guy who's in your videos sometimes?
yeah, that's the
Okay.
same
Okay.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Got
Um,
it.
yeah. So eventually, like, I had a trip coming up. uh, yes, Baxter. Yeah. I had a trip coming up to Iceland, and he convinced me to take a film camera along. So I took 2 disposable cameras. And after that trip, when I got back, I got the film developed, and I was just in love with it. I loved the
Right.
look of film, and I was sold at that point. I think like 2 or 3 weeks later, I started looking at just like beginner film cameras, and you know what's the best film to start off with. And so, of course, I think my first roll was Portra 400, and my first camera was the Canon AE1, of course.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah,
And
that's how it all
hooked right out of
started.
the gate. Yeah, because it was so easy for you to get like this crazy look, right? When you saw it develop, you were like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, it was super. I didn't have to do any editing on the back end or anything like that. It's just all, you know, baked in there. And I don't know, it's just a workflow that I appreciated. So now look at me. I've got a Pentax 6x7 and a bunch of other
you moved.
huge cameras.
You're just moving right up the ladder, and
I guess, yeah.
we're all proud of you, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
6.7. So, are you slinging that a lot these days?
When my arm doesn't hurt from carrying it, yeah. Have you ever used one of those?
Yeah. So I just got one recently, and I've been
Okay.
using it on all my shoots. It's
Yeah.
pretty epic, man.
Yeah, you like it?
I love it, dude, because I
Yeah.
mean the scans are so
Ooh.
easy, and it's like ethereal right out of the gate. I don't have to
Yeah.
do anything, and it's like it kind of makes me feel bad. Like, you know how people complain about, oh, you give anyone a modern digital camera and they can take an amazing photo. You give somebody a 6.7, odds are, and they stick somebody by a window and they take a photo, they're probably going to take an amazing photo. It just out
Yeah.
of the gate, it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. It's like cheating. It's not even fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I handed that I was camping, and I brought the Pentax 6x7 with me the other weekend, and I handed it to one of my friends who's like never used a film camera, hardly ever touches a camera at all. He looks through the viewfinder through the Takamar 105 2.4, and he's like, "Why does everything just look amazing through
Right.
this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you get it."
Yeah. That's right. And that's what the negatives are going to come back. It's
Yeah,
such an
yeah,
amazing camera.
yeah.
The first shoot, like with a regular size SLR, I mean, I can shoot it at 30th of a second, no problem. I
Mhm.
shot that bastard at a 30th of a second, and I wasn't like gripped down on it, and it just completely shifted in my hand. I
Mhm.
was like, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It'll get loose if you don't have a good grip on it, for sure.
Yep. So what's like your camera of the minute right now?
Of the minute.
Yeah, what are you about right now?
I've been shooting a lot with the Mamiya 7 lately. I love that thing. I love the 6x7 format to begin with, but the Mamiya
Right.
7 just makes everything super travel friendly, I guess. It's a lightweight camera. It's a rangefinder. I love rangefinders. And the lens is like tack sharp. It's crazy. At
Is
all
that the one where the
f-stops.
lens collapses into the body?
I think that's the Mamiya 6. So
Right.
yeah, it's like a similar design, but mine doesn't collapse in, unfortunately. That'd be a cool thing to have, though.
And is it a fixed lens or interchangeable?
It's interchangeable, but I only have the 80 millimeter f4 for it. Yeah.
Are you going to train Baxter in the art of photography?
Man,
Jason?
I have a joke for this. I don't know if I should say it yet.
Do it.
But
Just do it, man.
I'm gonna train Baxter in the art of film photography for sure. Yeah.
You are?
That's not the joke, but stay tuned. Yeah, it's crazy. Everyone always asks me like, "Are you gonna train Baxter to shoot film?" Or it's like, I guess, yeah.
You're gonna create a foot pedal.
Yeah.
And yeah. Please more Baxter content, Kyle.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Yeah.
I promise, Kyle.
So, yeah, the dogs. I mean, they just help in every aspect of life, even in your videos, dude. I mean, but because of you, I'm inspired, and I'm getting a dog.
Oh yeah, you've been looking into it.
Not because of Baxter. I just really want a dog, and I actually did put a deposit down on a dog. So
nice, congratulations.
I'm pumped, dude. That's a commitment, and I've been thinking about it for a while. But I gotta have somebody tag along on the shoots.
Someone to carry your extra camera gear.
That's right, dude. It's gonna be a big ass English lab, so he'll be like over 100 pounds. I'll just put a saddlebag on him.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. I would never do it. Have you shot any Lomachrome Metropolis yet?
It's funny. I shot a video earlier today, and that's what I was shooting. That's the video that I'm working on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the next video, but it'll be in like a month or something like that. Yeah. It's on the way. It's on the way.
So you've developed it then, obviously?
Yeah. Actually, I thought the images looked really, really good. It's definitely kind of a quirky kind of film right off the bat. But if you like tweak it a little bit, it actually looks stunning. I mean, have you shot any?
Yeah, I have. And I really love the way reds look. I got like a short roll, like when it first came out, and I put my girlfriend in a red dress, and it was like really amazing. It was kind of, but the way I shot it, it was desaturated. I shot it at 200 ISO. I don't know what you shot it. What did you shoot it at?
400.
400. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I self-developed it. Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah. Did you shoot it on 120? Because I shot it at 35.
I shot at 35.
Yeah.
I want to shoot 120. I bet it'd be amazing on 120.
I'm sure it would be. Yeah.
That really 105. Cool. Absolutely.
Ooh, you're giving me ideas.
So Watson saying, anyone influence your photography? Yeah, that was on my list.
I don't know. I try not to be influenced too much because I kind of want my work to stand alone. But I would say my biggest inspiration is Edward Hopper, the painter. A lot of his work is kind of the work that I try to capture in my photography work. Other than that, I guess for videos and channel stuff, my biggest inspiration was George from Negative Feedback. I really loved his channel. I was obsessed with it for a while, and I was like, maybe I can give this a shot. That's about it, really.
Yep. George is solid. He was one of the OGs, right? When I came on, there was just a few channels, and he was one of the dudes who had a large catalog of backlog of content. That was pretty cool.
I still go back time to time and watch it, just for fun, even though I've seen it 1,000 times.
I got one more from Watson. It's a great question. You're a photographer or a YouTuber, Jason?
I spend more. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Where are you going with that?
I spend more time doing photography than I do making videos, which is a lot to say because I spend a lot of time doing videos. But I've always done photography, or not always done it, but I've put more effort forward for photography, especially over the past 2 years. So I would say I'm a photographer first. Yeah. What about you?
Who me for
Yeah.
sure, for sure a photographer first.
Hmm.
And it was just when I was switching from digital to film, like we talked about in the pre-show. There was not really a lot of like YouTube content. If I wanted to binge something on film, it was like Matt Day,
Oh yeah.
um, and those other channels, but not a lot. So I was like, hey, if I'm gonna transition, I might as well just document it. So it wasn't about like being a YouTuber. It was about documenting that process. Because
Hmm.
I mean, my first videos were terrible. I think they're still not great, but I mean, they're what I use to capture it, and I think that's what you're trying to do too.
Hmm. Yeah, my first videos were straight up horrible. I had to delete them from my channel. I just couldn't. I couldn't
Right.
sleep knowing that they were still there. You know.
Yeah, man, it's tough. But once you put them out there, it's tough to pull them back.
Yeah.
So, how is LA? And should he quit his job and move there from Boston? Well, it's Boston.
Mm. LA's. We were talking about this actually before the live stream too. LA is kind of like a crazy place because there's tons of traffic. Like, it can take you like an hour, hour and a half to go like 10 miles. Sometimes, like the traffic is just horrible everywhere.
Right.
But the lighting, like it's pretty much always a clear sky out here, so the lighting just always looks so good, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really lived much. I haven't really lived outside of California for super long, so I don't know. I wouldn't know any difference. I thought Boston was really cool the one time I went there. I don't know. Depends what you're trying to do, I guess.
It's too cold, man. It snows too much there. You don't want to live in Boston. Move south or west. Do you print any of your film in the darkroom?
I have not. No. I'm pretty much a rookie when it comes to the darkroom. I've never really done much in the darkroom. I get all my stuff developed for me, and I scan it myself, and it becomes a digital process after that. So
a lab develops yours for you, and then you just take the negatives and scan them.
Yeah. I'm more interested in the shooting and final edit part than I am in the developing process, I guess.
Yeah, if it wasn't $11 billion to develop rolls of film, I would like send them out. But if I'm shooting like 20 rolls a week, there's no way I could. So
Yeah.
I hate developing. It's so time consuming, and I would definitely be interested in DSLR scanning. Have you thought about that?
I've thought about it. Yeah, especially I use Negative Lab Pro, and they have like a built-in tool set for DSLR scanning. So it's kind of made for that. But I've never done it, not yet anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hit us with your top film photography hot take, Jason. Whatever that may be. Is it shoot Portrait 400? Is it
okay?
No, I'm just
it's shoot Portrait 400 and don't shoot Ektar. Ektar sucks. That's my hot take.
Right. There you go. You heard it here first, guys.
I'm sorry if you guys like Ektar. You're allowed to like it. I just I'm not a fan,
Dude, Ektar, the prices on it were crazy. So like for a minute it was like $5 a roll. Then all of a sudden, even before the price increase, it just randomly went up. I've only shot a couple rolls of it. You like it? No,
I don't like it. I do a lot of landscape stuff too, but I can't. I don't know. I can't get into it. Something about it. It's not for me.
Have you shot Kodak Pro Image 100?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, it's a rad film.
Yeah. Do they have that for 120 or is it only 35?
I think I want to say it's only 35, but I may be wrong. But I think it's only 35. It's a rad film, man. I've shot it a couple times.
Yeah, I gotta try that one. I'll just add it to the list.
What let's see, what Cinestill versus Vision? Have you shot like what do you think?
I'm a huge fan of Cinestill, so I think I haven't shot Vision, but I've seen a lot of comparisons. I think I may be wrong about this, but I think the developing process for like Kodak's Vision stock is different for Cinestill. That are different than Cinestill. Like Cinestill's C41, and then Vision T or whatever it is something else. I can't remember. No,
I don't know. Because of the rimjet, does that Vision have it already removed, or?
I think it's like still on there, so it has to. It's like it has to be developed differently. I think is the problem.
Man, I do love Cinestill too, but like I suck at developing and scanning it. Like when I develop and scan Cinestill 50D, it's garbage. But then I send it to the lab. It's like amazing.
Oh, really?
It's so difficult for me to get the colors right on 50D, but the labs get it right every single time, and it's so epic. But
have you shot 800T?
I have. That's a really cool film, and I'm an 800 guy. Like all my portrait shoots, I'm shooting portrait 800, but I'm switching to Lomo 800. But yeah, I try to only shoot 800 speed color just to give me the versatility, you know.
Why are you switching to Lomo 800?
Oh man, it's dreamy AF. So
Really?
I really love Kodak Portrait 800, and I've shot it on like all the things that I've from a portrait session wise, probably for the last 18 months. But I recently ran across Lomo 800 and 120. And the first time I shot it was on that Pentax 6.7. That was my first shoot. So maybe that combination got me. But it has like blue in the highlights, which is weird. Maybe it's the way I'm developing it and scanning it in view scan. But for me, it's a look that I haven't seen before, and I really like it. And I think it's unique. Portrait 800 is a unique look. Portrait 400 is not. So I'm trying to avoid that, right?
Yeah. So you use view scan to scan all your stuff?
Yeah, so I'm using a V550 flatbed for 120, and then I'm using like the Plus Tech for 35 and scan for all that. It's super easy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you scanning with?
The Epson V550 for everything. I'm gonna upgrade soon, hopefully, but yeah, it's not bad.
Man, I got a DSLR scan. It's so much faster, you know. But it's one more thing I have to learn and do, though. You know, I don't want to learn another thing and do another thing. I'm tired. I just got to stop doing so many things. All right, so let's see what we got here. So as soon as the 800T, have you shot that?
Oh, I shoot 800T all the time. Yeah.
Oh, because you're doing a lot of night stuff, yeah.
A lot of night photography. Yeah, 800T is my film of choice for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. 35? What are you shooting? And 35 millimeter, like camera wise, what do you shoot?
I mean, I'm really only down to like one manual camera for 35 right now, and that's my Canon AE1. The rest are like point and shoots, basically. So it's usually the Canon AE1 or my Contax T2. I shoot with the Contax T2 a lot, to be fair. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever used one of those? Yeah.
I haven't. No, I've never shot it.
Gotta try it someday. Someday.
I like automated cameras, man.
Yeah,
when I'm just out and about, you know, when I don't, you know, because slowing down. I mean, transitioning from digital to film, like manual focus, was really difficult for me.
Okay.
But you weren't shooting. What's that?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you like rangefinders or if those are like good, you know.
I didn't until I bought one, and then I was like, okay,
game
I
changer.
can kind of see it. Yeah, and the reason I avoided them because I thought you know, shooting portraits with it was like ridiculously difficult. So I was like, you know, that's my main thing. I don't want to not be able to shoot portraits and drop a bunch of cash in the system. But now I've shot some portraits with a couple rangefinders, and I've done okay. Yeah, I like the small form factor.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's see. What are your thoughts on the RV67? So all the YouTubers are shooting that. Yeah,
it's the RB and the RZ. They're the biggest ones on YouTube. So you might know more about this than me. I've never used an RB, but I held one once. That's about it. It was heavy.
How was that experience, Jason? Was it everything you dreamed and more?
Yeah, it was life-changing, man. I actually went up on eBay and I was like, should I get an RB? But then I was like, no, everyone's got an RB. Everyone's got an RZ, RB.
Dude, Pentax 6.7's where it's at. Just the a comically sized SLR where people are like, that's ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah.
Give me one, you know?
And the shutter slap just scares everyone away.
Yeah, you're like, what? They're like, really? That's excessive, you know?
Yeah.
Have you shot with any TLRs ever?
No. Never got into those. I like the way they look, but I don't think it's for me. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I owned a Yashica Mat 124G. It's just, and it's super difficult for me personally. I know people probably can just crush it, but like looking down like that and like composing the shot, everything was like flipped and reversed, so it's all jacked up. Nah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I don't really like the what is it called? Waist level finders or whatever they're called. The ones where you look down. I'm not really a fan of it.
Yeah. It's even when I flip up like the little magnifier, it still wasn't enough for me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Let's guys talk about entry level medium format camera. What are your thoughts on entry level medium format?
Definitely start with 645. I would think that is the smallest medium format you can do. I can't think of any cameras like right off the bat, but I think the Pentax 645 is pretty good
and expensive. Yeah,
I don't know. Every camera is expensive nowadays, you know.
Right.
It sucks, but what can you do? I would look into 645 cameras. Yeah, I think that there's quite a few of them. There's actually, surprisingly, there's like some hidden gems in the 6x9 category as well. There's like some 6x9 rangefinder cameras that like were made in Ukraine or Russia or something like that. And I remember looking at them once, and it was like $200 or $300 for the complete kit. It was crazy. But then 6x9 is like a huge format. I think that's what, like 8 shots a roll,
right? On
something
a roll,
like that. Yeah.
Dude, that Pentax 6.7 though, that does hurt with 10 chats. Yeah, 645 for sure. 645 for sure. And what can you do, like a Bronica or something? Aren't those relatively inexpensive?
Yeah, there's a Bronica. I think it's the ETR SI. Maybe that's the most advanced one. I think there's an ETR or something that is really it won't break your bank for sure. And I've heard nothing but great things, especially about the lenses. The lenses are great. Do you get oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like when I went from 35 to 645, I saw a little bit of the medium format look, but I didn't see it all, you know, until I went to the 6.7. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 6x7 is my favorite format for sure. I don't think anything's gonna beat it. Well, I mean, we'll see though.
Yeah, and once you go there, like now I'm screwed. I can't go back. You know,
I can't just forget all these wonderful memories I have.
Right, but like, dude, I was on a shoot a couple of days ago. It was a portrait session, and I only brought 8 rolls of color 120 for 2 shoots. I had 2 back-to-back hour-and-a-half shoots, and so I had like 4 rolls of color for each shoot, and then like 3 rolls of black and white for each shoot. And the 3 rolls were going in my Mia 645. But man, 10 shots, you fly through it. In the first session, I went through 5 rolls of the color, and I was like, shit, man, you know, only 10 images a pop. That's you got to mean it when you press the shutter with a 6.7.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, my Pentax 6x7 is famously kind of broken too. It only produces like 9.5 shots. So I get like a half shot on the last one always. So it's even more intense on mine.
Right. It's never leap year on your camera.
No, I wish.
Right. Damn it, Jason. You need to. I mean, you need to buy another one or get it fixed.
Before, I know.
The prices on them are going through the roof. Because we keep making videos about them.
Yeah. Because everyone keeps making videos about them.
Right. You have any projects coming up? Are you going to make a zine?
You know, it's funny. I don't know about a zine. I have 2 ideas that I'm just like through the roof excited to do, but they'd probably be like books or like photo books or something like that. I just, I don't know. The creative artist side of me is like, dude, you have to do this. You have to find time to do this right now. This is going to be like totally awesome. And I'm really looking forward to doing it, but haven't found time yet. So they're on their way. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? You going to put out a zine?
Man, I've been working on one off and on for a while, but like, it's just another thing that I would have to do, you know. But I absolutely am intrigued by it, and I love that people are doing it, and I hope they don't stop doing it. It's a really cool way to be able to like see someone else's work without requiring an AC adapter or, you know, a charged battery, right? I can just hold it. So that's cool. And they tell you only the images they want you to see, right? So the bookends of what that's about is like right here. Yeah. But man, it's just, it'll be so much pressure too to like put them even in the right order. I've started thinking about it. I was like, man, just even like the order of those images are going to mean a lot, and like the crop and like the orientation. I don't know. I just start tearing myself apart. I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm good for a while.
Yeah. What's been getting me lately too is like, I've recently set up some like prints and stuff. What gets me is like, you got to paint out every speck of dust too, because it's going to show up in the print if you don't. And I can only imagine for like a photo book or a zine, like that's, let's say 20 images. You got to paint, you got to go like full on and paint all that dust out. Huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see any new film cameras, Jason?
We've been seeing some new film cameras. If you follow Dora Goodman on Instagram, or I think she's just on Instagram, but oh, there we go.
Yeah, Ben asked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are pretty cool. She's actually making huge leaps and strides in the film camera community, I think.
So I don't know about this. What is this Dora Goodman thing? Tell me about this.
So I think she started off making like straps and just other camera accessories. And then she got into taking old film cameras, like 35 millimeter cameras, taking the leather off of them and replacing them with kind of like a wood grain kind of look. So that's where she kind of like, I think, found an initial following. But now she, I think she's done 2 cameras. They're like 3D printed. I've seen some metal versions as well. But one's like the Goodman Axis, and then the other's like a Goodman Zone, I think. Someone should correct me if I'm getting anything wrong. But yeah, I think they're both like zone focus cameras. But they're medium format. They use Mamiya press lenses as far as I can tell. And they look pretty cool, you know. A lot of a lot of possibilities. One kit, the Zone. Now she made a I think it's the Axis, maybe. I'm not sure. It looks kind of like a large, it's got the bellows and everything. I can picture it, but I can't really like speak on it too much, I guess. You have to check out her Instagram. Yeah, she's making a lot of cool stuff. And then there's companies like Intrepid, and there's a couple other like 3D printed large format manufacturers still doing their thing. So we're seeing some film cameras, but it'd be nice. Yeah, Camera Dactyl. It's pretty big too.
Dude, there's that one SLR that did that Kickstarter, and they keep having production issues. It was the 35 millimeter, and it was going to have interchangeable backs. I can't remember the name of that company right now, but they were even going to have Bluetooth. That sounded amazing, and that was going to be perfect. And they would have different mounts, so you could just use a different lens system, a Canon lens system, Nikon. But the cool thing was the interchangeable back. That's super rad for 35 millimeter, so you could just be like, all right, black and white color film. I can't remember the name.
Amazing. That'd be amazing.
But I think one of the areas that they ran into issues was like the shutter, but like designing a new shutter. Reflex. Matt Jones got it. Yeah,
Reflex. Yeah. There's somebody produced it was like an X-Pan knockoff called the Branco Pan. I don't know.
Was that this dude? Was it the Camera Dactyl dude? No.
I thought it was somebody else, but maybe it was. I don't know too much about it. I've only seen it. I've seen it here and there.
So do you think like 3D printed cameras would be a possible future for film photographers? Do you think people would actually print that, or maybe just pay a service to have them printed?
Well, maybe. I'm not a huge fan of the 3D 3D printed material myself, but I've seen some people do like metal prints of some cameras, and that's something I can get into.
Yeah, that metal printing is crazy, dude.
Yeah, definitely. I saw someone printed one of Dora Goodman's cameras as metal, and then they wrapped it in they put like a leather finish on it or something like that. It looked so nice. Yeah, we'll see.
Man, I'm definitely gonna have to Google that after the show. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I don't think there's really a big market for. I mean, as long as you can go out and buy like a Nikon FG for $25. Yeah, I mean, who can manufacture something better quality for cheaper?
I think the future is probably somebody putting together a way to 3D print parts for cameras instead of actual full cameras, because there's plenty of cameras out there, I think.
Yeah, or like that Reflex company, they were going to embed Bluetooth, so if someone can even build those plugins for analog cameras where it sees what the aperture is, the shutter speed, and it sends that to the camera, so at least you have like a count. I think that would be a potential market there. Yeah.
Quick, get it copyrighted before anyone steals it.
It's too late. They've already got it. Someone just like designing it right now on AutoCAD, like as we speak.
Yeah.
So videos, you trying to put those out, what, weekly, bi-weekly? Are you feeling the stress of
They're
cranking out content?
I'm not feeling the stress. No, I'm pretty good on the schedule. I've got one video in the bank right now that'll be up on Thursday, and then I'm like halfway through this new video, and that'll be up in like a month or something like that. And then I'm going to Oregon next month. I'll make a video about that, of course.
Very cool. Yeah.
So no, I think I'm ahead of the game right now. I don't know. I'm not too stressed about it at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So do you have people help film you when you're on a tripod or what?
Yeah. Usually it's Monica will help. My girlfriend will help film, or I'll be shooting out with Caleb, and I'll just ask him to, grab a shot real quick. Simple.
And does Baxter accompany you on all the shoots? I know the crowd is dying to know.
Yeah, I wish. No, he doesn't accompany me on every shoot, but we try to include him as much as possible. Yeah, because he's good. He's a good boy.
So what makes you decide that it's something you want to record for a video? Are you is this like something you haven't shot before, or like what's the thought process behind creating your videos?
Well, I'm sure it's probably the same as like what you do when you make videos, but it's just like a topic that I'm interested in exploring. And yeah, usually it's like something I haven't done before. So it's usually pretty experimental, like I did one where I pushed Cinestill, I think it was 3 stops. And it's like, why would I ever do that in real life? It just kind of worked for like for a video idea. So I guess it's all experimental stuff for the most part. Yeah.
I mean, people want to see it before they try it, or they never even considered it. So plant that seed. But
yeah. Well, what about you?
With film, it's like it's exponentially deep, right? With digital, when I was shooting digital, like I was only a digital photographer initially, and it's all the flagship brands and their cameras, and nobody ever buys like old tech with digital. They're not like, hey, let me go buy a shittier version. Of course, there are people, like that are like fanboys of one brand and they want to own all of them in the series. But so when I got into film, I mean, dude, there's so many things that you can just like geek out about, and then they're great opportunities to create a video because it's something you're learning, and then someone may Google that content, and you've created at least one information resource for them if they do want to look for that crazy niche thing. Because not only is there like so many different camera bodies and formats, but so many different films and way to process the film. It's awesome, man.
There's so many combinations you can do. Yeah, it's like you'll never run out of ideas for videos. I feel like I come up with a new one every week, and I'm just like, I can't keep up with this, so I just write it down.
Yeah, there's so many cameras to choose from.
Yeah.
Dude, your Iceland stuff has been really, really cool.
Yeah, if you guys ever get the chance, you should go to Iceland. It's hard to take a bad picture there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's such a beautiful country. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, people are like, it's played out. Don't go. I've been twice, and it's never. Who cares if everybody in the world has seen it? There's a reason that everybody wants to go see it. It's unbelievable. Like you can't explain it to people. I mean, when you're driving, Jason, is it not like, holy shit, I'm looking at this in real life, and that's a real thing?
Yeah. Everything just feels huge there for some reason. All the mountains and everything. When you're driving by, you're like, I don't know. Like I need to pull over and take a photo of this, but it's just another mountain. Like who's gonna give a crap? It just looks so good in real life.
Right. Because they're all like mossy with white tips. If it's like depending on what time of year you're there. You were there.
If you go to Iceland, there's definitely a lot of like really popular stuff, and that's where a lot of people go. But there's still like a ton of stuff off the beaten path if you just do a little research. Like a lot of the places I pulled up to, there was one person. Usually there was like no one there, which was super awesome. You just got to do a little research and you'll find them. Yeah.
Dude, the first time I went there, I didn't shoot film. I only shot digital. The second time I was like just messing around with film, and I did the Western Fjords. So I did the whole loop around the country, but we went up into the fjords, and for like 3 days, there's no paved roads. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's an opportunity. It was like we only saw just a handful of cars over those 3 days. So,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. Is like if you want to go to places where no one else is going to go, you have to go on those F roads. Where there's no it's not paved and you're going to be bumping around for sure.
Right. Yep. Iceland's the place, man. Where else? What is it?
I saw a comment. It says, "I see Mac as a man of culture with Dos Equis."
So actually, I drink Soul beer, but
Mhm.
I'm out, and my girlfriend is away, so I'm drinking her Dos Equis. She's probably watching right now, and she's gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm drinking her last Dos Equis." So this
Uh-oh.
video is
You're in
sponsored by
trouble.
my girl and Dos Equis beer.
Yeah.
But hey, I gotta keep hydrated, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Important.
So you made one Iceland video that was a really long video too, yeah?
Yeah, it was over an hour. The
Right?
director's cut was over 30 hours though, so you guys are
Did you-
lucky.
Yeah. Do you have a noir version coming out anytime soon?
No.
No? You should consider that, Jason. I'm sure the fans would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Map is dying to know if you are stocking up on film prior to the Dos Equis virus zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. I can't say Corona because we're sponsored here.
Right. Yeah, we would never say that word.
No, I'm not stocking up on film. No, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I looked in my like film container in my fridge, and it used to be
Right.
overflowing, and now it's kind of down to half of where it was. So I'm getting through it slowly, which is nice. I'd like to not have so much film just sitting around, you know?
So, man, when I get done on like 20 rolls, I'm freaking out. Like I'm not gonna have any more film, and I'm never gonna be able to shoot again. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I need to like write in a journal every day and get over this, because this fear of like running out of film is ridiculous. I just ordered a ton of rolls today, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
What'd you get?
A shit ton of Lomo 400 and 800. Yeah.
Same. You know, I haven't tried that one yet. I really gotta try either of those. Excuse me.
You haven't tried either?
Nope. I need to.
I just did recently, and I'm telling you, dude, I'm hooked. And I wish I would have been hooked before the price hike, so I could have just like stockpiled up that film, because the price difference between Lomo 800 and Portrait 800 now are it's very small, almost like.
Oh, did Lomo go up in price too when Kodak did?
I mean, from what I'm finding, I don't know if they officially raised their price, but on the retailers that I shopped, their prices are a little higher. Yeah, it's three. Yeah, so 3 packs. Yeah, that's all. All I know is the 3 packs. Everything I've bought has been a 3-pack. But let's see. Yeah. Jason, you prefer negative over reversal film?
Yeah, generally. Color negative film is less temperamental, I guess. You know, if you get the exposure off by a little bit, you'll be fine. Reversal film, or I guess positive slides.
Right.
Yeah, they don't have quite as much latitude, and I don't know. Yeah, I just like color negative film. I like not really seeing the image until it's inverted too. I feel like once it gets inverted, like right on my screen in front of me, it's like, whoa, yeah, that's cool. Or, you know, that sucks, and then no one sees it.
That's right. Yeah, you've seen it. You've gotten over it. And absolutely. I use the little Film Lab app, so when it's hanging up, I'm already like investigating.
Oh,
yeah. And you can kind of tell. I mean, but you know what? I can't tell, to be honest. So I'll look at a negative. I'm like, man, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, that is terrible.
Yeah. Do you ever, when you're out shooting, you take a photo and you're like, that's the one. That is the one. I cannot wait to get that one back. And then you get it back and it looks like shit. And then
every time.
But then like another shot from that roll that you never even thought twice of is like, whoa, that's the one right there.
Yep.
I feel like that happens every time.
Almost every time, dude. And whenever I shoot portrait sessions, and at the end of the session, I'm like, hey, okay, shoot's done, great. And then I'll walk by and I'll see some light, and I'm like, hey, can we grab one more? And those are always my favorite shots. And I'm like, man, what if I didn't take that shot? It would just be a completely mediocre set. Every time I do that, it's always been my favorite shots.
Yeah. The worst feeling in the world is like going somewhere and then you see like the perfect light, the perfect shot. You've never seen it before, and you don't have your camera with you. Like, I don't want to shoot this on my phone. I guess I will, but like,
What phone do you have? iPhone?
No, it's the Galaxy S10.
Nice. Camera on that's decent.
Yeah, it's 4K, so that's all I really need.
Good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What DPI is you scanning your 120 at? Oh,
3200 DPI. Yeah, that's
yeah.
I like a large file size.
Yeah, I was going higher than that, but it was just I don't think there was a real discernible difference visually. I was
Oh, okay.
going way. I was like the Plus Tech can go 7200, I think, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I never do it more than 3600 on mine,
Mm.
and I'll go like 48-bit.
Yeah,
I think.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get like
Yeah.
10 terabyte file sizes.
Right. Are you doing TIFFs or JPEGs?
I do TIFFs because when you flip them in Negative Lab Pro, I feel like you get a little more like detail, more range. It's not as compressed as like a JPEG. Yeah.
Oh, because you're scanning like a TIFF or DNG, and then
Yeah.
UScan can do DNGs, which are like,
yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm doing straight JPEGs, man, and I'm
no.
editing them
Hey,
like
whatever works, man. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and it's a way smaller file because when you're scanning a TIFF, it's like gig.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah,
because most of my shots that I scan, they never see the light of day. I don't want to be sitting around, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, if you're walking around shooting with no real purpose, what film are you shooting with?
Probably a black and white film, like Ilford. What's the Ilford one that you can develop in C41?
Oh, XP2.
XP2, yeah. So either XP2 or Kodak Color Plus 200 if I'm shooting color negative. Yeah.
Have you posted any of your black and white work?
Yeah, every now and then. I've been shooting a lot more black and white stuff this year. I've really just started to get into it. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And when I first started shooting, I was like, black and white is dumb. Why would you want to shoot in only 2 colors when you can do all of them?
Right.
But no, I've actually really been getting into black and white. So.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when I transitioned, obviously I was shooting color, digital, and I was able to always convert to black and white whenever I wanted. So I was like, I'm not freaking shooting black and white film. That's dumb. But here recently too, and probably in the last 3 months, I ran across like Ilford HP5, and I love that I can push that at like 1600, and I'll shoot it at 1000 ISO, and I develop it.
Oh wow.
120. It's a really amazing film. But I've also recently started shooting color, and just people are gonna crucify me for this, dude. I don't know if I should say it online, but I think I said it last time. I'll shoot color and convert it and post to black and white, even if it's color film. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. A lot of people do that actually.
But listen, I mean, you have one more option at that point. You know, I can't go from black and white to color. So
yeah. So yeah, sometimes your color like at least in my experience, sometimes your color negative film comes out and the color just looks like garbage, like shit. So you're like, well, if I just convert it to black and white, it's a usable photo.
That's why I don't shoot Portrait 400. I cannot develop and scan Portrait 400. It is beautiful, and all the other images that the billions of people that use it. But I can never get it to look like that. And my Portrait 400, when I scan it, it is trash. I will never shoot that because I'm terrible at developing and scanning it. I don't know why.
I love Portrait 400. I can't get enough of it. I have like a ton sitting on the desk over here behind me.
But you're shooting outside all the time too, so you can hang out with low ISO film. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your genre of photography? If somebody's like, "Hey man, what type of photography do you shoot?"
That's a good question, man. I've been trying to figure it out for myself.
Right.
I shoot, I shoot a lot of landscapes, cityscapes as well, and then also just like documentative kind of work. So I don't think all 3 of those really fit into a genre. Maybe just documentative overall. That's pretty vague, pretty general, but yeah.
What focus sliver of that like gets you most pumped right now? Like, what are you most excited to shoot? Like, you're shooting a bunch of night stuff. Is that like where you're at? I mean, like, what are you like super pumped to shoot? Where you're like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go shoot this day. Yeah,
probably night stuff. Yeah, I've been all about that stuff lately. I never really thought I'd be that into it, to be honest, but gave it a go once, and just fell in love with it. It's I look for lighting mostly when I'm taking photos. So when you're shooting at night, there's like way more lighting options, because if you're shooting during the day, it's like wherever the sun is, you got to kind of line up, your shot to wherever the sun is, I guess, is the way to put it. But then at night, like it could just be someone's light coming through a window that just like stands out perfectly, or I don't know. Something about night photography is just different, and it's beautiful.
And I think with film is super scary to shoot at night. And I think a lot of people are intimidated, so it's cool. Like peeps like you were creating those videos to shoot at night, because I haven't tried it yet. I don't even know what the hell I would do out there. Reciprocity and all that. That's too much too fast.
Reciprocity is actually really easy once you get the hang of it. But yeah, I know, I get you. There's definitely like some extra steps. You usually need to use like a tripod too. So
right, I got to carry all that stuff, and then like ideally in an urban environment. And if it's nighttime, I would prefer to like be having adult beverages and not like right, reciprocity calculation, setting up a tripod, holding a yeah,
I feel you for sure.
Cool. So I think we'll start winding down now, Jason. Okay. Anything you want to tease that's coming out?
The video that's coming out Thursday is a new camera. I've got 2 new cameras. So this video that's coming out Thursday is a new one. It's not really a review, but it's like a first impressions sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really.
Any cameras in the future? Any gas that
I've got a long list of cameras I want, and it's changing every day. I've been looking at the X-Band a lot lately, but prices are horrible.
Man, that camera is ridiculously expensive, man.
Yeah. What about you? You have any cameras that are on your list?
Man, unfortunately, I just went on a camera buying spree, and and then I want to try it all out, and obviously I'm gonna make videos for it and try to decide which are keepers. But like some of them I thought were just gonna be cool to like shoot once to get rid of, but I don't know if they're all finding like a very small part in my heart, and I don't think I can separate with them. So I'm gonna have like a giant collection again, and that's not okay. Running out of space, and I don't need to hoard them. They need to be people that are using them. But I mean, when I shoot, I'm shooting 2 cameras at all times, really. So I'm just making excuses on where I can have a lot of cameras. None of this is valid at all.
That's all right, man. You're amongst friends. You can have as many cameras as you want.
Yeah, while they're still relatively cheap.
They're just going up in price too. Yeah, it sucks.
They really are, and that's kind of cool though. We all have an investment, right? So we may not have Social Security, but we have our film cameras.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
Cool, man. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us on the show tonight. They can find you 50 Shades of Jason.
50 Shades of Jason with underscores.
And it's 50 Shades of Jason. And then obviously they know where to find you on YouTube. It's Grainy Days with an S, not with a Z. Because you're not punk rock like the podcast.
Yeah, apparently.
Have you even listened to the podcast?
I haven't. No. I just found it and I was like, oh, who are these guys?
Dude, you have to come on the podcast. And
all right, of course.
I'm sure the guys would love to meet you, Ed Conde, and then my boy Dustin Coxdale.
Grainy Days with Grainy Days.
Yeah,
there's your title.
It's the reunion, and Ed, he's out there on the West Coast too, so he's in the LA area. Yeah, he'll be in your time zone. Okay, man. Well, thanks so much for joining. We'll chat soon.
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later.